What are you so excited about?
Christmas nightmare? More like a Christmas miracle. Packers are in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter what they do, right? They can just lose. They can rest Jordan Love.
They could.
Whoa.
Or we could take the division from the Bears.
Ooh.
Folks, yeah, those were games that occurred yesterday. They happened, they were played, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, heading into yesterday, it was already assumed that it was going to be a stinky day of football, and it proved to be correct. That Lions Vikings game, which, by the way, because I pay up for my bets because I lost the GPS Bowl bet, wore two different Vikings jerseys during that game.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting how that played out, huh?
Oh, you mean that the Vikings were magically helped by me wearing one of their jerseys, and because of that, they won, getting the Packers into the playoffs?
The fact that you actually wanted them to win that game on your punishment day,
hey, listen.
Things are turning up Grossi. They are turning up Grossi.
No Micah Parsons. I don't know who my quarterback is tomorrow. Things are turning all the way up Grossi. Yeah, but holy God, have you seen a more pathetic display from an offense? I mean, and you don't even know which team I'm talking about, because Max Prosper, they got to 7 net passing yards because he got sacked a cajillion times.
7 times.
And yet the Lions somehow were worse with 6 turnovers.
Yeah. 4 fumbles. They lost the ball 4 times.
Dude, Goff was then threw the interceptions. It was brutal. And every time that they seemed to get something going, and the Lions, listen, their hopes for the playoffs were already slim. They needed the Packers to lose, right? They needed to win out all 9 yards. But the fact that they looked that bad, and their defense played well, both defenses played well. Good God, Minnesota, they were all over them. Van Kinkel has been like a game changer for them. He's been great all season when he's healthy. But yeah, I mean, if Jesus, JJ McCarthy plays, forgot his name for
if Jesus played, the Lions might have
won.
won.
I don't know if he could have helped the Lions, but if JJ McCarthy played, this could have been a blowout. But yeah, Chalamet was in a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
Timothy?
He looks a little bit like Timothy Chalamet with his helmet on, like he's trying to grow a mustache. I don't know, man. He's going from ping pong to football.
Brosmer, Chalamet, call me by your name. The Lions defense did play well, and they basically gave up 1 touchdown.
I love how you just randomly said, call me by your name. just like Timothy Chalamet. Dune 2.
It's his best work. It's his best work, man. They gave up that really one play, that long touchdown to Jordan Addison. That
very end
or whatever.
A little end around, yeah.
And other than that, it was just a comedy of errors by the Lions offense, because the Aaron Jones touchdown, that was set up by a fumble recovery from Andrew Van Ginkel. I think that was the fumbled snap exchange? There were so many turnovers in that game. It's hard to keep track, but the Vikings offense was in a good spot there to score. So luckily they get those points, and then they get that end around from Addison. The rest are field goals. And you're looking at a quarterback who sacked 7 times, who has net 7 passing yards. They lost 50 plus yards in sacks, and they get a win there.
Yep.
That's a tough pill to swallow for Detroit. Gibbs got popped and fumbled. Did David Montgomery, did he have the other fumble? Was that a pro?
No, it was just Goff, because Goff fumbled 3 times.
3 of them. So
3 and Gibbs.
Hard. We were opening presents during that time, and that is, with children, chaos, if anybody knows. The Lions, though, we're seeing the pains of Ben Johnson not being there, and we've talked about that. But it's not because their offense lacks talent. The talent's there. Isaac Tesla had one of the crazier touchdown catches this weekend. They find ways to still make some of the plays. I don't think Dan Campbell's a bad play caller, but I think for the Detroit, you're seeing the difference between having an elite play caller and a good play caller with your offense.
Yes.
And it comes to bite you in the ass, I think, in games like this, on top of making as many mistakes as they did. And you can't put that on Campbell or not having Ben Johnson. Like, you just the Vikings defense, I think, made a handful of those plays to cause the turnovers versus like the Lions just sucking.
And their defense has been playing really well in the last few weeks. Yes.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite stats was like Brosmer has like 0 touchdown passes, 4 picks, and the Vikings are still like 2-1 in his gameplay. You're like, how the fuck are they doing that?
Yeah, it was. And so I think the most surprising thing is that like in a game where they needed to win this game in order to keep their playoff hopes alive, they looked so bad.
Yeah.
And it just, yeah, man, it was ugly. And now the Lions, you want to talk about a fall from grace. And I know they got injuries and stuff like that, but they got swept by the Packers and the Vikings. But they can sweep the Bears if they win next week. So what is the NFC North?
Hey, this is the year for that to happen. This is the year.
Yeah, man. It's just, it was rough to watch. And especially, I think you're spot on with Ben Johnson. I mean, because you look at all the success that he's having in Chicago, especially with their offense. And, you know, you found out pretty early, you know, that their newly hired offensive coordinator, like Morton, was not going to work out. And, you know, then Dan Campbell takes over play calling duties. So I do think that their issues are fixable. You know, they got to reinvest in the offensive line again. They need to get another pass rusher. Muhammad's been really nice, but like they need to get another pass rusher. Plus and then they need to get a new offensive coordinator. Like they definitely need to. We'll see what they do with their secondary too. But folks were asking, and I'm curious on your take about like the Lions Super Bowl window. You know, and it brings me back to when they were just a stone throws away from the Super Bowl after playing the 49ers. Are you closing it or are you leaving it slightly ajar?
I'll leave a little crack for
a little crack
for a breeze.
Yeah, a slight little breeze. Yeah.
Yeah, slight breeze. Their OC, John Morton. I think like the mistake they made is hiring an offensive coordinator who looks too much like an offensive lineman.
Yeah, that's it.
You need your OC he needs to look a little nerdy. You know what I mean? He needs to look a little nerdy. Sean McVay kind of bucks the trend, but if you put some glasses on Sean McVay, he would be in like one of those 90 rom-coms where you're like, oh, this fucking nerd can't ever get laid. And then he takes the glasses off and you're like, holy crap.
That's Matt LaFleur. Yeah. Have you seen old pictures of Matt LaFleur when he was on Washington?
Yeah.
It was just like, and that's it.
You need a fucking nerd, Detroit, who is secretly, you know, kind of jacked like Ben Johnson. That's what you got to do. But I mean, look, Detroit, one of their other things they're going to have to navigate is like the Jared Goff contract starts to hit a little hard now because of the cap. So either they restructure some of that to buy them some space, but they've got a lot of talent on offense. Maybe can they stay healthy on defense for a season? History says no. They're going to be injured to shit in some part of their defense.
Montgomery, a lot of rumors that he's going to be gone.
Yeah, come to Denver, David. That is, you would be a perfect complement to RJ Harvey and or JK Dobbins. Montgomery, Dobbins, Harvey. That would be my holy trinity back there.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, there's talent. I think, you know, you can overreact about the Lions. This season's a disappointment for them. I don't think they're out of a window, but yeah, it feels like the sting of Ben Johnson's departure is going to last for a while at this point. Unless like a lot of eyes will be on Mike McDaniel, and if he gets let go from Miami, I don't think they're going to, but if they do, like that's a guy you got to go get.